And then the next morning we got the call. It was like, no, you have breast cancer and it's triple negative. And shortly after, my doctor called and was like, we need to do this, 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 this. And it was like this rush of like importance to do it because it was triple negative breast cancer. I did the chemo to start with because, again, I was scared. I wanted to live and to feel like this is how you're going to live until I almost died because of the chemo.
How do you find the optimism or the hope during those times?
That's tough because if you don't have someone, I guess it's trying to emotionally try to find other people that can help encourage that.
Yeah.
And when you don't have those people, you have to learn how to cut people out of your lives.
You have this realization that, wait a minute, maybe life might not be long like I was planning on. Life is a grind, and sometimes that grind hits in a way no one ever expects. Today's episode is a powerful and deeply personal one. I'm sitting down with Brian and Rosie Stanton to share a story about fear, faith, choice, and resilience. Rosie is a breast cancer survivor who was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, a diagnosis that instantly changes how you see your life, your body, and your future. Instead of just going through the motions, Brian and Rosie made intentional decisions about how they wanted to walk through this season, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This conversation isn't about telling anyone what to do. It's about sharing one family's experience, the questions they asked, the fear they faced, and how they stayed grounded when everything felt uncertain. Rosie, Brian, thanks so much for being here, and I'm excited to hear more about this. I want to kind of go back to that moment when you were diagnosed. Like, how did that work out? Like, how did that feel? Like, what happened in that moment?
The moment of finding out, and then so again, I went to the doctor and had the biopsy done.
Yeah.
Because I went to my regular doctor. She did an exam and she's like, I need to send you straight to have a biopsy. So that driving to the imaging was like more of a surreal moment.
Mm-hmm.
Going through the imaging was like, okay, done. Went back home, still trying to be like hopeful because, she's like, it could be just a cyst of something.
So you were feeling fine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I was feeling fine. I was on like a weight loss goal. I was working out.
This wasn't even in your thoughts that
No.
we might have something like this.
Yeah. I did regular checkups on myself. And this time the lump it was huge. And
Size of a walnut.
It's the size of a walnut.
Okay.
It was huge. So that's what was just like, what is it? And that's what my doctor was like, it's probably just a cyst because one of those can just like happen instantly.
Mm.
So yeah, and then the next morning we got the call and it was like, no, you have breast cancer and it's triple negative. And shortly after they called, Dr. Dillon, my doctor, called and was like, we need to do this, 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 this. And it was like this rush of like importance to do it because it was triple negative breast cancer. Well, triple negative is very aggressive, fast growing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we cried. It was like, what were we going to do? Like, we had things going on. I had things planned, trips planned, bike stuff. So yeah.
So within a few days, you go from like, we've got all these things going on. I've got this
we just
weight loss goal. I've got whatever I'm doing to all of a sudden.
And we just got back from a
cancer.
Whistler trip.
Mountain biking.
And then we got home and we picked up the travel trailer. And from there, we went up to Mount Hood for another bike race. Mm-hmm. So it was like we were literally on the go. So yeah, so then to be like, okay, what now? And then
the rush of, the doctors, they just want to just knock stuff out. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute here. I'm like, you need to go see oncologists. You need to, really get after this immediately. And I'm like, wait a minute, I need to look into this,
I'm still processing what
hey, can we have a little time here, And so she got, scheduled appointments and things to go see oncologists and a surgeon and just different people that we'd be dealing with. And I immediately got to work with, like, that day, like, I was on the computer till wee hours of the morning, just searching, like, what can we do to change our life, our bodies, what can we do to help this process along? Is there alternatives, anything that we could do, And then, of course, it's rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Trying to get a game plan together and, you know, I ultimately didn't want her to do any chemo or radiation or anything. But then,
I was scared
you know,
because they do, like, it was going in I think the first one that we saw was the surgeon, who then did more exams, and then I did was it CAT scan or like, I don't even quite remember, like, I went through everything and that we did, and she was like, "You need to have chemo right away," and stuff, and again
How long after that was it they were telling you that?
oh,
it was the next yeah,
like a week,
a week.
2 weeks
Yeah.
or something, like get a pick in, like,
Well,
and then it was like, get it going. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, we've got another trip planned. Like,
that's what I had to pick.
This is not a convenient time for
this
this to come.
into
Yeah.
our to do things, you know, and
Well, yeah, instead of waiting for it to have the port installed because we were leaving to Whistler again, I opted to have a pick done and then have chemo done, which was another whole experience to have this whole thing like running down the tube of my arm and then to sit for 4 hours and have chemo. And then like, okay, like in 2 more days, we're going to leave to Whistler. And I did. Like,
yeah.
So you had the chemo and then you left on the okay.
Yeah.
But prior to that, after going down the rabbit hole, I had found like some studies on, you know, alternative stuff that we could do. The first thing was like cutting out all sugar, out all carbs, you know, and then just looked at like, you know, chemicals that we come into contact with on a daily basis, you know, like in your house, like what are things that, you know, we shouldn't have in our house. And then I stumbled upon like it's called RSO oil, Rick Simpson oil. It's a CBD oil. Guy up in Canada come up with this, and I had found some studies on the NIH.gov where they use this on triple negative tumors, and it you know, they saw, you know, tumor shrinkage with this, and so I'm like, okay, I know this guy. And in Oregon, like all the marijuana stuff is all legal.
Yeah.
So I found that all of these guy got these pills and we needed to ramp up like to a gram a day of this CBD oil, which like for most people just knock you out kind of thing.
You're just taking it orally?
Yep. In pills. And so it was about almost 3 weeks from the time we started that to actually her first chemo. And so we hammered her with that,
we went on a bike trip.
cut out all of the sugar, carbs.
You're kind of just thinking we're going to hit it from all angles.
Yeah, for all angles. Let's go at this with every natural remedy.
I went vegan.
Yep.
Didn't have any type of
No, nothing. We green juiced every day. So that was the other thing I found was like, oh, you could, you know, it's like most people with cancer, and I believe it's everyone, is acidic. So your body is, you know, kind of like you're keeping the pool pH level, right? 7.2.
Yeah.
Our bodies need to be the same. Well, when we're bombarded with all these chemicals, like we become acidic, and that's where cancer likes to grow. That was something that I read. And so I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? And, you know, found this guy, Chris Beats Cancer, and he talked about juicing green juices to oxygenate your blood and clean it, you know, and so we did that. Yeah.
the biggest thing was cutting out the sugar, the food, the carb load. Like Gavin was in his room, I think, crying several times because it was literally throwing out boxes of cereal, like everything that
clean
is on the
Like we're not having any of this here.
we're not having none of this.
our pantry was empty.
And same with cupboard, like cleaning supplies. I went through every 409, Windex, everything that was a chemical, threw it all away.
Or Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, nothing. And yeah, shampoo, toothpaste, conditioner, laundry soap,
Deodorant,
everything.
I did it hard to cut all that out. Like, what's left?
It was, well, we just then went then I searched out all the natural products, things that are not full of chemicals. So I just started looking at things and then Googling, like, chemicals that are in these different products. Oh, that one's potential cancer causing, carcinogen, and yeah.
So the thought was we're going to just remove all of this from our house while we're doing this.
While we're doing this, and let's, and so we basically kind of, for her, Gavin and I was more like keto, like we would eat a lot of meat, no carbs, no sugars, some vegetables here and there. And that was pretty much our diet. And then, same with her, was pretty much all vegan and some berries here and there, just all natural, organic food.
So did you, during this time, like, did you feel a lot of fear, or was it just determination, like, we're going to figure something out through this?
There was fear for sure.
No, it was
Because it was fear for me, because it's like, oh, this is my wife, my son's mom. Like, we got to do something, and the fear of losing her, of this going bad, and that's why we went with the chemo as well. Because, like, it's like, well, let's hit it from both sides, and hope for the best. And so.
Did that fear keep you up at night? Like, you're just,
Oh.
like, you don't know which way this is going to go?
Yes. Yeah. And that just led me to the computer to just try to figure
Like,
out.
if I'm not sleeping, I might as well spend this time trying to do whatever I can to learn.
Yes.
well. And do you remember meeting with Dr. Guru? And you were upset because you were asking her about alternatives and the stuff that you were finding. And she was just like, yeah, no, like that stuff just doesn't work. And you were like, I have to leave. Like, and you
we
left
would
the
just,
room.
because, and they just weren't supportive at all.
We weren't
trying
at
it.
all.
Yeah.
No.
And that was the thing that kind of, but I understand that now, the medical industry is got they got to work with the blinders on, and they got to work within their parameters of what they can do. And if they can't say, oh yeah, CBD oil is good, or, oh, this is good or that, because it's hasn't been thoroughly tested, so they can't do it. But I was like, well,
And then we found Dr. Aldergeist.
yeah.
And he was more of a holistic ecologist. He
Yeah.
came from the Cancer Institute and stuff. And he then started his own practice to go more of a holistic way. So he wasn't against me doing the chemo. And I guess I did the chemo to start with because, again, I was scared. I wanted to live and to feel like this is how you're going to live, until I almost died because of the chemo. So then I stopped.
How long did you take the chemo?
I had 3 rounds. I got 3 rounds. The 3rd round killed me. I went in to go do a 4th round, and they told me, no, I still couldn't do it because of my white blood cell levels. And I had blood transfusions done.
Did
And
they do it once a week, or how did they?
what was it?
4 weeks.
It was every 21 days. Oh, well, actually, it was, no. So the first one, it was 21 days out, and then it was 14 days. And then, 14 days from there. But it was called the Red Devil that they were giving me. I don't even remember the mixture.
Is that
It
a
was,
type of chemo?
yeah,
Okay.
and it was literally red.
Oh.
And and that's what ended up happening, is like they over chemoed her that 3rd round.
So,
And then she ended up in the hospital, low blood plate count, I think is what it was. Had to have blood transfusions. And they're like, man, had your friend not brought you in, you would have died, basically.
Brian and Rosie Stanton.
Yeah.
So is it the third batch of chemo just
Yeah.
took the body down so much?
Yeah.
Because I know, I mean, I'm not really familiar with chemo, but what I've heard is like you're basically killing the body, but you're trying to outlast the cancer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't feel great with it.
Okay. So I would write down, I kept track of kind of my days of how I felt, but within what was that? Being sick to changing the way I eat, I was down 30 pounds within 2 months.
Well,
So if not actually even more.
Yeah, it was more than that.
It was more.
And that's during the chemo.
Yeah.
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 So
And
So
then so we were the other thing that we did is they normally do like PET scans where they go in and they have you drink this sugary fluid to see where things are happening and whatnot. And I was against those because I'm like, we don't need any more radiation. So we opted to do everything with ultrasound. And so rather than, more radiation, because I'm like, oh, that's the last thing that we need is to be radiated every other week,
Mhm.
And so we did the ultrasounds, and it was within that 3 months, that tumor went from the size of a walnut to the size of a pea. And the oncologist was blown away that it had gotten to that size. And I'm like, oh man, this is great. And then when she got really sick and almost died, then we're like, that's it.
This was around the third round of chemo then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're seeing some progress in the size of the tumor,
Yes.
but you're struggling health-wise.
Yes.
yeah, but we shouldn't have seen the progress in the tumor until I was supposed to go 8 rounds of that chemo.
Okay.
And then I was supposed to do an additional 8 rounds of another chemo after that, possibly radiation too. That's what they had me scheduled to do. So in reality, and even my holistic ecologist that we had on the side paying him, it was this BDD, the RSO, that was actually causing this shrinkage. Right.
Yeah.
And then the food, changing of the diet.
Okay. So you finished your third, and then you had your fourth scheduled and went in to get the fourth.
Yeah.
And then that was when they said,
No.
sorry, we can't get you the fourth.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're
Okay.
not doing it yet.
Because the body hadn't recovered yet from the third.
Yeah. So
Yeah. And then we made a collective choice to like, it's gone to the size of a pea. So let's just remove it, do the surgery, and we're not doing any more chemo. And
the oncologist was mad.
yeah, they were really mad. And then that was another weird one, is that the oncologist that she had ended up, we go to see her and she's like, oh, she's no longer here. Like, it's like, well, how do you just not be here? Like, you have patients or something. And then she saw this different guy. The guy berated her, told her, if you're my wife, I'd make you do the chemo, and we're like,
So they weren't supportive of the choice to not do chemo. What was their plan? Did they just want to wait it out and then do chemo?
Yeah.
So the body recovered a little bit more?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then we, went and saw the surgeon. And then she was actually the one that turned us on to this other natural path, Dr. Aldrice.
No, we already were seeing him.
Okay.
And then she's like, hey, I went to an oncology seminar, convention, and he was there. And she's like, I met this really great guy. His name's Dr. Aldrice. And I was like, oh, we already have an appointment scheduled with him.
Mm.
So, because we already went for a consult, and then we have
Where's he based out of?
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
So, so then we're like, and she's like, she was really super happy because I felt like he gave her a little insight, like there's just more to doing stuff than just chemo and radiation.
So all the other doctors that you would talk to is like, chemo's the only path.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was the one that was like, well, there might be others.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when I talked to him and I told him all the things that I was doing, or he started telling me what we should be doing, and I'm like, we're already doing that. We're already doing that. And then he had her on high dose intravenous vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
So she would go and do that, and then had her on all these different mushrooms.
Mushroom formula.
That
Like capsules.
Yeah. Like it would like turkey tail and a bunch of different ones that search out rogue cells in the body, and they like connect to that that mushroom, like attaches to that cell, and then the other ones come in and eat it, kind of thing, and I was all for this guy, like, oh my God, this, all the things I've been reading, it's all validated, and I was just blown away.
So what ultimately made you make the decision to stop the chemo? Because I'm sure that was a tough decision.
It was worried about dying before, but really actually almost dying.
And then the fact that it
So what-
shrunk so
So what do you mean when you say almost dying? What happened during that time where?
I it's interesting because I can go back and I can like look at pictures or I can like read something, but when I just want to stop and think about it, like I have suppressed so much of that.
Sure.
So
she was so skinny and so face sunken,
Yeah.
and no hair and frail and just, it looked like somebody that was
Just the body was dying.
yeah. And if that was going to kill me, if I was going to do that, then I might as well just kind of living a better life and try to be my healthy
During the
way.
time that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Seems like that would be a tough
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
it was a tough
Right.
decision, but it's also staying positive. Like
Yeah.
that has a lot, Brian.
Yeah. That was the other
perspective,
thing is
you know.
we've got to be positive. Like we're electrical beings. We need positivity. It's infectious. You have to
Right.
be around people that are positives. Keep the negative away, and so that was every day. Every day was get up. It's positive. It's a better day.
Was it hard to do? Hard to stay?
Oh my gosh.
And I work
Yeah.
every day too.
And then
All
I'd
over
take
tree.
care of her. My shop was at the house. I'd take Gavin to school. I'd go to the grocery store, get all of our juicing stuff, come home, juice for her, go to work, in between.
And you're trying to be positive for her because she's, internally probably just terrified and unsure of all that. And you're trying to be the strength there.
Yes. Yeah.
I can imagine that would be a little tricky
Yeah.
for sure. And you're like, okay, but we've got to stay positive and I've got to do my best. And even though
Yeah.
Right.
I might be afraid,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to do what I can to stay positive and be uplifting
Right.
and believe that we're going to beat this thing.
Yeah. And that's what it was. It was like, we're doing this. It's going to happen. And just having faith.
So after you stopped the chemo, what did it look like then? What did you change or what did you do from that point forward?
Actually, stuff in the chemo and then surgery. So surgery was October 27th of that 2016. And then once I had that,
Surgery was to remove
so I had a double mastectomy done. And then I was getting implants, which then they put the expanders in. So I was excited, as most women are, to have a boob job. We're thinking the greatness of, that. And then
Also, when they took the tumor out, it had not spread anywhere else.
yes.
So it was only just in that. And so when they took it out, like I said, it was the size of a pea, and we're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so that was like a relief, knowing that. And then from there, it was, all the surgeries that came beyond that.
But I would say like shortly after that, and then after the surgery, like I actually started feeling like more healthy. Like I was going to the gym, I was working out, trying to get muscle back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then come January, because we're both self-employed. So then we had the healthcare.gov system, went through all the hoops through medical, which was another, you think cancer's hard, but then coming up with medical bills and trying to figure out how to pay those.
And all the extra stuff
Because they didn't cover, the special doctors and the supplements. And so, yeah. So then it was literally surgery, breast implants, and then,
And your son was nine during
9.
Yeah.
How was he doing? Did he understand what was going on?
I think to some extent he did, but
You gave him tasks like juicing.
Yep.
He help
helped
me juice
Yep.
and do that.
that.
He would put on wigs.
Yeah.
and
He didn't
nail
want her to go to school. He
Heck
couldn't
no.
go to school, especially without a hair.
Okay. Did it scare him when you were kind of frail and lost your hair and all that?
Yeah. Yeah. Just not, get a lot of, what's happening, Dad?
I'd imagine that was hard to see him just kind of be a little fearful, and you're trying to be positive and be strength for him as well. And
Right.
Yeah.
And then him trying to be strong for Mom, and just, but he's just a kid.
Right.
you know?
So how did you, I'm sure with quitting quitting the chemo, how did you handle outside opinions of that? Like friends, family, or professionals that didn't agree with
Oh, family
what you're
didn't
doing?
agree at all, at least your side. My mom was just like, "Whatever you do is what you do." And she was always there. Like, my mom
She just wanted that whatever your decision is, I support it.
Yeah.
Thing.
My mom drove down every other weekend to help out, like, Gavin and, like,
Yeah.
keep him busy, do whatever. I think your side of the family thought we were nuts. I was nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, what are you guys doing?
yeah,
But it's just like, well,
the whole eating, the changing,
yeah.
all the family functions were always at our house. So we would request them, like, we're only eating a certain thing. We don't want certain things, like, and they just still thought we were crazy
Mm.
Yeah.
because of, but
Yeah. Just didn't quite understand, like, oh, well, what's wrong with all this other food? And it's just like, well, this is what it is. And, some
Were they
people,
upset with the decision to stop the chemo?
I don't know if so much upset, just like, well, why wouldn't you, finish it out? And it's just like, well, I don't know. So
yeah.
we just kind of like, this is what we're doing and we're sticking to it.
What role would you say like either mindset or faith played in this when you were making this decision?
Ooh,
Uh,
Sometimes that's a tough question.
that
yeah.
is a tough question.
It was definitely, for me, it was mindset. It was like, okay, I saw the tumor shrink. I knew what we were doing was definitely helping. And I knew that we were on the right track, to better health. And so I was just,
Yeah.
we're doing
We've
it.
seen some progress here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, and that's why every time I would have an ultrasound done before I'd go in for the chemo, and it was shrinking that.
Yeah.
But they were very surprised too, because again, I shouldn't have seen results closer to the end of my treatment.
They said it.
the doctors were surprised about the results and were seeing the shrinkage of the.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what kind of told me that we're on the right track.
Did they believe the shrinkage was due to the chemo?
No. And they wouldn't say,
They wouldn't say, like, I'm like, oh, well, is it everything that we're doing? And I would tell them everything that we're doing, but they would just be like, well, I just, I can't say that is helping, but it's not helping. And nobody would ever give me the honest, like, oh yeah, that's definitely working.
Mm-hmm.
Because that just isn't, what we were doing was just not standard protocol. So.
Right. Okay. They just make you feel terrible for stopping the chemo?
Yeah. No, they did. Like, that was, I've never felt so mad when he was like, that colleague was like, if you were my wife, I'd make you do it. And I would literally was like, well, I'm not. And I got up and I walked out. I was like, I'm leaving.
That was the last time
Yeah.
I saw the oncologist.
So, and then that's when I got a hold of surgeons, like, surgery, we're done. Yeah. So, no, his bedside manners were terrible.
So rather than like them recommending surgery, you kind of took upon yourself to like, okay, this is something that we want to do. We want to do the surgery and get it removed.
Yeah.
Would they have been against removing it or?
Well, no, and that's another thing too. Like, we weren't given an option to even, like, per se, now we would know, like, you can have surgery and remove it,
Mm-hmm.
see how you do. But no, it was like, you have to have chemo. You have to do this. Then you can have surgery. In reality, you can have surgery.
Yeah, we
You can remove.
went in there and just said,
I didn't have to.
I don't want any of that. I just want it. Go in there, cut it out, and I'm going to go about my life.
I didn't have to go through having a double mastectomy. And then they tested me too, and I have the BRCA1 gene, which then makes me more susceptible to different cancers. So then I was on the scare of having a whole hysterectomy.
Mm-hmm.
So then after my breast implants, after that, then I had a whole hysterectomy done. So then threw me into early menopause. And that was another roller coaster of things.
Mm-hmm.
But then the implants were another whole
Yeah.
issue because then my implants were being recalled. So, and they were causing another cancer.
So then we had those removed.
And then put other ones in. But I was having side effects too with those implants. Like my body was rejecting them. Yeah, different things was happening to me. And then so I got those removed. And then things were going great. Got new ones in, feeling good. And then the same thing started happening again with my body.
And the same, it rejecting it?
Yeah.
Okay. What did that look like? What does rejecting it look like?
My left side breast was actually, well, it was, what do they call it?
Capsulating.
Yeah. So
Like
it
all the
was
scar tissue, and the thing was sliding over
and
and
pushing out to my armpit. So there was that. I was having this like, when you're like putting lotion on your face or something, you get like lotion in your eyes and you're feeling this fogginess.
Mhm.
I was developing this fogginess in my eyesight.
Mm.
I think I was achy in my bones. I had weight gained. Again, just like didn't matter what I do. Like I just had weight gain. Yeah, I was really moody. I think like
So if we go back to when they removed it, did were you like cancer free then, or was there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I was cancer free.
You went and got did you go back and get tested again, or how did it?
Yeah. At that point, they're just kind of like, okay, cancer hadn't spread to anywhere else in your body. And then it was basically go through all the surgeries. And then it was like, okay, a year out, go and have blood work done. And then that every year time was like, what are we going to find? Are we still doing good? Are we still on the right path? Do we make the right choice? That first year was
The first year
was
this
like,
whole year.
yeah,
I
it
felt
was like, what's going to happen? Or
because you want to make it to like the 5-year mark.
Like your worry is that that it comes back.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because so many people, they get the secondary cancer after they have the first one or something. And so,
And I joined a group too that was just triple negative. There was 4 people in that group that had that same type of cancer. And after a year, 2 years, their cancer came back.
Mm.
So then it was just still like being worried.
Were they doing the traditional?
They did full 3.
Full.
yeah.
And then their cancer came back. And then they either passed away shortly after because it comes back with a vengeance, or they did treatment and passed away with the treatment during the treatment.
So that freaked us out.
That was kind of eerie. Like this might come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Were you questioning at that point in time? Were you questioning your choice to walk away from the chemo, or?
I felt we were doing pretty good, like just eating healthy. And I still was, going down rabbit holes, looking at, better ways to live and eat. And
I don't think I like questioned quitting the chemo at all. Like I really, like I said, I felt my healthiest after all of it. And I
After
think
you stopped it.
after I stopped that, I lost all the weight, like eating good. Like in a weird way, it changed our life and our lifestyle and how we look at the importance of what we do to ourselves.
what we
Being like what you put in your body, I would put in your
Like
environment.
in a strange way, it was the saving grace of us long term. Like, so yeah.
Okay.
So I guess like trying to find like a positive way to look at it, like it sucked.
Sure.
But,
we came out the other side like in way better condition than when we entered.
Yeah. And it'll be 10 years next October. So
10 years. Well,
so yeah. So no. And I feel great.
that is awesome.
So
And so you've completely changed a lot of things with diet and I guess chemicals and stuff like that that are in the house and all that, and still maintain that.
Still maintain that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have like it was every bit of 5, 6 years, maybe more, that we were still no sugar, we were still not doing any of that. And then, we've just kind of like a little bit here, a little bit, like we'll go somewhere and it's just like, well, if there happens to be something in a sauce that we ate at a restaurant, it's not the end of the world. Or, we didn't eat any pasta forever. We still don't really eat anything.
But we're also talking processed sugar. Like,
Yeah.
I would do baking and I found alternatives. So we were using honey or pure maple syrup and stuff.
Natural.
And then coconut sugar.
Yeah.
So,
and then fruits and, but just not eating any processed food.
So walk me through a little bit with what changed as far as your diet goes, during that time. So and I guess up through now. So you cut out all sugars.
Yeah.
But then you didn't eat meat either. You ate some meat, but you didn't eat any meat.
And then
vegan, no sugar. Is there anything left?
Yeah.
I'm not certain about this, but is there anything left?
No, it was awful. I got mad too. Like Brian would be like,
probably after, I don't know.
I'll say at least
once you went through surgeries and stuff, then you started eating meat again.
back into.
So it probably was
We ate a lot of salmon
5 months or something.
because we were in Oregon, so we had literally like
we ate a lot of fish.
Yeah. So we had all
and
that
then
stuff
meat
available.
and just that's what we ate.
So before that, you ate just salads and stuff, or
Oh yeah. What did I eat? I green juiced a lot.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of and smoothies. So we started doing a lot of smoothies.
Yeah.
So she would just
but the green juicing, like surprisingly, like that is like a fulfillment.
what was in your green juice?
Kale, spinach, broccoli, carrots,
Lemon,
ginger.
Okay, so you would just juice those, and that's what you'd have every morning.
Yep.
and for lunch.
And for lunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was mostly juicing during that time.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Juicing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't even having salads.
And then
how long ago were you? How long were you juicing?
We juiced constantly for at least a couple of years straight. And then I got more laxed. And then we were probably doing it like once a month.
So was it like for a period of time it was strictly juicing that you were like nothing's really solid, just strictly juicing?
But that's just for the couple months.
Yeah, that was like
And then we
probably 3 months.
Was that around the time when you were given the chemo or whatever?
Yeah, once we got past the chemo and like we saw the shrinkage, and then that's after that point we kind of started adding in like she would have fish and eggs.
Eggs was a big thing.
And
so you were still doing juicing, then you added
eggs, avocado,
Yep.
brown rice.
Yep.
We ate a lot of brown rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like rags.
Okay. And then you kind of stood with that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I would still make you guys like food. So that was still an easy thing. Like,
but prior to that, gosh, we ate a lot of pasta and a lot of
junk.
junk. Like you have cookies and whatever. I don't know, just all this stuff.
Fried food.
Yeah, fried food. Cut that out.
And we were on the go a lot.
Yeah.
On the road?
Travel. We were on the go a lot before that, and we were traveling.
Just travel food.
Yeah.
Gas station food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, you don't do gas station food?
No.
No, I don't even do fast food. The last time I had, when we moved here, 2021, we stopped at McDonald's. I think I had a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
But even our last road trip to Whistler, you guys stopped at McDonald's and I didn't eat a thing. So I won't do it.
Yeah. But yeah, we just kind of
sounds like you kind of have this belief that if I've got to be careful about what I put in my body for me to remain healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have splurge moments and things because you still got to live a little bit, but I think you can live and still eat really good too.
Right.
So we eat a lot of steak.
A lot now. Boy.
A lot now. Okay.
Yeah.
So
we smoke a lot of meats.
Yeah.
What do you wish people would understand about kind of walking through something like this?
I think people's always first reaction, especially the food thing, is that they're scared. And so it's not about being scared. it's just kind of, it's a lifestyle change, and lifestyle changes. I guess it is scary in a sense, but you can
What part
do
is
it.
scary?
Change.
Cool.
Yeah, people don't like change. They don't like,
Yeah. When I've told people about like what we did,
and we've had people ask
they're
us
just
like, what do you do? Because either my brother's sick or I'm sick, and we're like, well, you need to first cut out what you're doing. You can't be smoking. You can't be drinking. You can't be eating all those carbs, or you can't be going out. And they're like, why?
yeah, people are,
Because when you're in chemo too, they're offering you, here's soda, here's
yeah,
all
we
these
got a
juices,
candy
here's
version,
candy.
you know, and
So
just like, wait a minute, I thought, and then I even asked the oncologist, like, I read sugar is like a beater of cancer. Oh, that's not true.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
so
You just kind of dismissed anything
Yeah,
that you said. Right?
yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
no,
Was that frustrating?
it was very much so.
Yeah.
I wanted to fire back at doctors, and I just had to bite my tongue, and I realized that they went to school, they learned this is what they know, and that's all that they know.
Did you ever get a chance to talk to any of them after all of this?
No,
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 because it's like once you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
It's like on to the next.
yeah,
So there's no,
Is there part of you that wants to like, look, we went this different route, and
it would be wonderful if they like actually did a thing of like, hey, come back, and like you're still alive and your other 4 friends that you were friends with are dead. Like that's,
is this that
It's-
group that you were talking?
yeah. And one of them I was really super close.
They didn't
with.
survive?
No, they didn't. And I also,
None of them?
no, none of them.
Wow.
So the one lady who introduced me to the group, she didn't have the same type of cancer. She just kind of just ran the group. So it was all women that had breast cancer did that. And her, so Peter's
Yeah.
wife, she also changed of how she ate and exercising and her lifestyle, which then I felt kept her also. So I really do feel like it is a change because she changed and nothing came back. And then I changed.
So she survived.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she had a different type of breast cancer.
didn't have the same.
But the others that had their triple negative,
Yeah,
Did not survive.
none of them made it, and they all went through
yeah,
A second round.
and did all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
once
where you mentioned that you had 8 and then
No, because their cancer came back. So they went through the full treatment.
radiation, all the stuff, and then got a secondary cancer, some other type that
Yeah.
came back, and
it was just kind of more aggressive, like they say, and then
yeah,
was that hard to see that?
It was. And that's what I stopped following the group because it made me more like, that was probably even just within a couple of years. So yeah,
I used to go kayaking and like paddle boarding and hiking and snowshoeing, and then it was just, it's like, oh yeah, what are blah 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 just passed, and it's just like, what? And then and and then it was just, she's just had to like step away from it, but I think for other people, like,
if you're going to take the risk,
there's
go ahead.
there's options, but you have to be willing to like dive into stuff yourself. Because like I said,
Like the doctors won't support it or share an alternate strategy.
Yeah. And
But it's,
for some people, they went through chemo and they're still alive, and 20 years later, and I don't know, maybe it has to do with the body, or it's just the makeup of people, but there, I just feel that there are options, and if you have to find them out for yourself, because I've told people what we've done, and people just like brush it off like that's too much work, to change everything.
but also it's not affordable because other people are on some type of whatever.
Yeah.
Their medical benefits won't cover it.
Yeah.
And they won't cover like the lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Too. Okay.
And
It'll cover the chemo, but not the
Right.
lifestyle change.
I think just as alone in supplements, we were close to $300 to $500 a month in doing supplements.
What kind of supplements?
And that was all from the Dr. Alderdice of doing the vitamin C infusion, the mushrooms. I don't know. I probably had like
I don't remember.
curcumin,
Yeah,
psyllium.
There was a
Yeah.
whole
I had
regiment. I don't remember
that I
all of
did.
them,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you realized that you had beaten it? Relieved?
It still feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's an everyday, it's not so much a reminder now, like I can just kind of go about,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Did it change anything as far as how you approach your life?
Yeah, I'm more talkative.
Okay.
I don't know about karaoke,
Yeah.
but I think I'm a nicer person.
yeah.
I
And
like
we're
to-
just try to like live, like do things instead of have things.
Okay.
Like,
I was
because it's like, the word consumer, we consume, and we were consumers of just like had to have, and then realizing that when life is almost cut short, like we need to do things. We need to
The
have,
experiences matter more than the material.
yes.
Yeah.
And so we just set out to just do things, do more things,
Okay.
and have experiences. And that's kind of what we've done.
For someone who's like walking through a health crisis right now, what's something you'd want them to hear? Not necessarily advice, but maybe encouragement.
Positivity.
Yeah.
Be positive. You can't be woe's me. You can't hide. You have to face it in every day. Be positive, because I feel like your body reacts to that.
Yeah. And if you just kind of go into victim mode or whatever, you're just sad all the time about it.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like it's only going to get worse.
get worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas being optimistic
Yes.
and having hope.
Yep. Having hope. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And how do you find that? How do you find the optimism or the hope during those times?
That's tough because if you don't have someone, like I guess it's trying to emotionally try to find other people that can help encourage that.
Yeah.
And when you don't have those people, you have to learn how to cut people out of your lives too.
Yeah.
So the ones that are maybe just crying all the time or negative about it or sad or whatever, like
Because we have cut
I love
people
you,
from
but
our
we've got to. I just can't be around that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
our group has changed.
Yeah.
I need to be around the group that's positive, inspiring, and uplifting.
Yes.
And if you can't
believes.
find the group too, you got to then look within yourself.
Yeah.
So
And you just, yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been almost 10 years.
Yep.
Mhm.
We're past 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Does your son was young?
yep,
Does he still remember a lot of it?
I don't think,
I think he kind of does, but he doesn't then talk about it
yeah.
because I don't think he wants to talk about it.
Do you think it changed kind of how he operates?
Oh yeah,
How so?
yeah. I think he's
Like a
Gavin's super
nurturing.
Yeah, he's very nurturing,
Okay.
super caring, always.
And I don't know if he would have ended up that way
Okay.
per se. I don't really know, but
He had to take on that role of
yeah.
of
Well, and I think because he did see Brian, like he saw Brian like step up and like take care of me.
Yeah.
So, which I think is like another whole like thing of when a man can step up and do that because it's not easy either because it's normally not a role that the man plays in a household. So, yeah, which I think taught Gavin a lot. So,
what effect did this experience have on your relationship?
It definitely brought us closer together, like stronger.
Yeah.
Like we can,
we could just hang out and like,
yeah, and we can beat anything.
Yeah.
Like I
Love that.
and
Yeah.
I have, if I had cancer, if I got diagnosed tomorrow, like I know what I'm doing.
yeah.
Did it kind of make that some couples will kind of just bicker about little things? Did it make it like those just seem less important?
Yes, that was always the thing. Is Yeah. We've always had a pact. You never go to bed angry at one another.
Yeah.
You always, figure out your differences before you go to sleep. So you wake up the next morning and you're going to grab that day by the horns, and you're ready to go. You carry that over the next day. It just makes that day awful.
Yeah.
So,
well, it is the reality that life's too short.
Yeah.
So,
and,
It probably changes your perspective a little bit on some of those things that happen throughout the day, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
When you're faced those moments where you have this realization that, wait a minute, maybe life might not be long like I was planning on.
Yeah.
Right.
No. So, I don't know. And that's why I say, like, again, I'm here, but I feel like I'm here because of him. So, yeah.
Sounds like it brought you way closer together. And it probably helps that, like, if he doesn't take the garbage out, you're not upset at him. That doesn't make sense. It's like,
He still does the dishes. You did take out the garbage. You did today.
all right, what a good hope.
See?
Yeah.
Takes out the garbage, does that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's good. Nice.
that's amazing. Thanks so much, guys, for you sharing your story. I think it's just a fascinating one. Anything that's on your mind that you would want to share with anybody who's watching this?
Just look to alternatives. Like,
Yeah.
there's always,
Just like consider it.
yeah.
Yeah. Consider it. Don't rule it out.
Yeah. We're always looking for second opinions in everything else that we do. So why not look for a second or even a third opinion? Like, it doesn't hurt just to.
And there's so much information out there now with different alternative stuff. And I'm not saying that you have to not do the chemo or radiation, but just know that there are options, but you have to spend the time.
And you have to be a little more insistent on it. Like,
Yes.
make it happen.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Thanks so much for coming on, guys. I appreciate you.
Oh, thanks for having us.